Hello, hello. This isn't an ad for Domino's. I don't even eat Domino's anymore. I can't handle the delivery anxiety-ness. I'd rather just go to a supermarket and buy pizza. So let's get that out the way early doors. This is not subliminal advertising, okay? Right, doing something a bit different today. As this is slowly turning into an interview / review / react / channel. Still haven't really reviewed McDonald's yet. That might be coming up at some point. Anyway, I have bought a book. Blindboy Boatclub, Topographia, Hibernica. Right. So, thank you to Che from Casualties Are Cool and Solo Artist for introducing me to Blindboy's podcast. And yeah, this is essentially a book of short stories that are incredibly unhinged. He's also written another book called The Gospel According to Blindboy. He's done loads, and I think he's a Irish sensation in terms of there's not that many famous people that live in Ireland. And he's anonymous, so people don't really know who he is. He was in Rubber Bandits. That's kind of his meteoric rise, and he's kind of stayed on this relevancy of knowing people like Devin Townsend and other people I can't think of right now. I think he knows Robbie Williams. Anyway, so let's actually review the book. So, a bunch of short stories in here. Apologies if I'm reviewing a book wrong. I don't know what the standard framework is for this. So the stories are called, and I'm not going to read this out. I'm not going to read the whole book out, I mean. So we've got The Donkey, The Pistils of the Dandelions, St. Augustine's Suntan, The Cat Piss Astronaut, The Pointion Maker, it's like moonshine. I'll Give You Barcelona, Pamela Fags, Covert Japes, Rat Lungworm, and Topographia Hibernica, which is the name of this book. So, standout stories. I've read the whole book back to front. The Cat Piss Astronaut is very strange. I can't really remember the subject of it, but I remember reading it, because I think short stories gives you a great disciplinary way to read a book, in terms of you read a story, then you put it down. Then you absorb the story. And with a traditional book, you've got chapters, but you're still reading about the same thing. Whereas this gives you a chance to kind of go on a bit of a journey with it all. But it's all completely unrelated to the other thing. I liked the Pointin, or whatever it's called, Maker, the moonshine one. I thought that was quite good. It had an element of Ozarkness where I'll try not to spoil this as much as possible. But the guy that was making the moonshine got approached by someone from a mob, I think, and they put a white sheet on his clothesline, which indicates that the person making it's got 1 week to make it, and they're going to come and buy it off him, basically. But they might just kill him, especially if he's not going to deliver it on time. But obviously a week in terms of alcohol distillation can get a bit you want it to be done properly. You don't want it to kill anyone. I'll Give You Barcelona. I think that's mostly taken place in a kind of swimming pool changing room. So that's a bit of a strange one. And I think it's got quite a lot of men arse content. So yeah, give that one a listen or a watch if you want, or a read. It's a book, Ben. You're probably going to read it. Pamela Fags, I thought that was quite good. It's about a solicitor trying to figure out who he is. Covert Japes, probably my favourite one. So essentially, a guy sees an ad in a paper for a bass guitar, and it gets a bit crazy. And at one point, he thinks he's being punked, and it turns out that he wasn't being punked. So I thought that was quite good. Rat Lungworm, not a massive fan of that one. I just thought it was a bit hit or miss. Pistols of the Dandelion was good, because that's like cats in a junkyard. But yeah, overall, you can see how much work he's put into this. And it's expertly written. It's got a nice flow to it, which I think is an over... Like, people just expect that now, don't they? It's quite an underrated skill to have, where it doesn't even feel like you're reading. Sometimes it feels like you're floating. Some people get into like a real deep state when they're reading, that they go to like another universe. But one criticism I have of this book, and this is the only criticism I have, I've just completely thought of it off the top of my head, is there's absolutely no pictures. And I know that sounds like me being 6, but I find pictures really help me like absorb the story. But, you know, not every book has got pictures in. Danny Boyle has reviewed it. I don't think there's many people that have reviewed this on YouTube. I think I bought it for £18 as a signed first edition. So, yeah, signed first edition. Says that. But yeah, cheers, Blindboy. I appreciate this took quite a long time. I think he said in a podcast it took him 2.5 years to write this from front to back. And we also don't really appreciate that, I feel. Like, authors are constantly writing and getting writer's block and going out for a walk, giving up, putting the pen down, picking it back up, getting a laptop out. But yeah, I could speak about Blindboy for days, because I've been listening to quite a lot of his podcasts lately, and I think he's really good with the solo stuff. I get quite in my own head when I'm recording by myself. I quite like having a guest on. But yeah, fantastic book. I think I bought it at Forbidden Planet in Southampton, top of my head. But it is in Waterstones, I think, as well. So check it out. And I'm not being paid for this. I'm literally just reviewing stuff. So that's my honest thoughts and feelings on Blindboy Boatclub Topographia Hibernica. So yeah, let me know what you think. If you've got the book, comment below. And get involved in the chat. All right? Take care. See you later. Bye.